Mesdames, Messieurs, bonjour. Mon nom est Sébastien Goulet, descripteur des matchs de hockey de la Ligue canadienne et de la Ligue de junior majeur du Québec à TVA Sports. C'est un honneur pour moi d'être ici avec vous pour cette annonce toute spéciale. Welcome everyone to this special press conference. My name is Sébastien Goulet, play-by-play voice of junior hockey on TVA Sports. Avec moi sur scène, le commissaire de la Ligue de hockey junior majeur du Québec, vice-président de la Ligue canadienne de hockey, M. Gilles Courteau. De plus, le directeur marketing Kia Canada, Michael Korczak. Et enfin, les Moussets d'Halifax, le président de la formation et les autres de la Coupe Memorial 2019, Brian Urquhart. Pour débuter les allocutions, je passe la parole au commissaire de la LHJMQ et vice-président de la LCH, M. Gilles Courteau.
Merci Sébastien. Mesdames et messieurs, bonne fin d'après-midi. Good afternoon. J'aimerais d'entrée du jeu remercier le directeur marketing, Michael Korczak, d'être ici avec nous aujourd'hui pour cette annonce majeure, en plus également de Brian Urquhart, le président des Moussets d'Halifax, qui seront les autres de la Coupe Memorial 2019. J'aimerais également souligner la présence des membres des médias qui se sont déplacés en très grand nombre aujourd'hui pour cette annonce toute spéciale à l'aube du match entre les Moussets et les Remparts, ici même au centre Vidéotron. I would like to thank Kia Canada Director of Marketing Michael Korczak, as well as Halifax Moussets President Brian Urquhart, for being here today for this special announcement. Comme vous le savez, la Ligue de hockey junior majeur du Québec célèbre cette année ses 50 ans d'histoire et de son côté, la Coupe Memorial soulignait également un anniversaire en mai dernier, alors qu'elle fêtait ses 100 ans de riche histoire. Une célébration très heureuse pour nous de la LHJMQ, puisque le Titan Acadie Bathurst, grâce à une brillante performance, a remporté le tournoi de la 100e édition de la Coupe Memorial à Regina, en Saskatchewan. Des événements aussi grandioses que ceux-ci ne seraient pas possibles sans l'appui d'importants partenaires d'affaires. Bien que leur contribution nous permette de mettre sur pied des événements majeurs, nos partenaires d'affaires jouent un rôle encore plus prépondérant, puisqu'ils contribuent au développement de nos joueurs de 16 à 20 ans. Leur investissement nous permet d'offrir un encadrement hors pair à nos joueurs sur et hors glace avec le meilleur équipement disponible sur le marché des installations de première classe et des entraîneurs de très grande qualité. Leur contribution nous permet également de bonifier nos programmes de bourse d'études, eux qui ont évolué de façon extrêmement importante dans les dernières années. Les frais de scolarité des joueurs sont payés à 100% lorsqu'ils évoluent au sein de la Ligue canadienne de hockey et les bourses d'études après carrière atteignent aujourd'hui plusieurs millions de dollars grâce à nos partenaires d'affaires. Au nom de la Ligue canadienne de hockey, de mes homologues Dave Branch de la Ligue de l'Ontario et de Ron Robinson de la Ligue de l'Ouest, j'ai le plaisir d'annoncer le nouveau partenaire présentateur de la Coupe Memorial et ce pour les 5 prochaines années, multiple lauréat du prix J.D. Power Kia Canada. I am pleased to announce a 5-year partnership with the new presenting sponsor of the prestigious Memorial Cup Tournament, Kia Canada.
Merci.
Merci, M. Courteau. J'inviterai le directeur marketing Kia Canada, Michael Korczak, à procéder au prochain dévoilement. Mr. Korczak, the floor is yours.
Merci, Gilles. Je suis très heureux d'être ici pour lancer ce nouveau partenariat. Chez Kia, nous croyons en l'importance du sport pour rassembler les gens et les communautés alors que nous entamons notre 20e année au Canada. We are proud to be a new partner of the Canadian Hockey League, the highest junior echelon of Canada's favorite sport. With our industry-leading quality, advanced safety, technology features, all-wheel drive performance, and of course, the standard heated seats and steering wheel on many of our vehicles, Kia's lineup is a great fit for the CHL and Canadian hockey families wanting to stay safe and warm on their way to the rink. Working with our network of nearly 200 dealers across the country, everyone at Kia will be working hard to drive our national pastime within communities across the country and providing more opportunities for Canadians to watch, play, and love the sport of hockey. And now for something that we are very proud of. It is a great honor for us to be part of the history and the heritage of the Memorial Cup, and we are very excited to help unveil the new logo here today.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Kopke. Finally, a few words from the Halifax Mooseheads and team president, Brian Urquhart, on the 2019 Memorial Cup presented by Kia.
Great, thank you all for being here with us today. I'd like to start off by saying that we're extremely excited and honored to be hosting the 101st Memorial Cup and the first Memorial Cup presented by our new partner, Kia. On behalf of the host committee, I want to thank Kia for their support, and we're looking forward to working with Mr. Kopke and his team to truly make the 2019 Memorial Cup one to remember. With over 2 months to go until the general public on sale, our ticket sales are exceeding our expectations. Our organization, our host committee, and our city are fully engaged in this event, and we look forward to welcome all of you to Halifax this May. Thank you very much.
Merci, Monsieur Urquhart. I would now like to invite Sportsnet CHL Junior Hockey Insider Sam Cosentino to join me on stage to share his thoughts on the announcement. So Sam, there we go. Sam, certainly a big announcement today for the Canadian Hockey League, as well as for Kia and our respective sport television networks, Sportsnet and TVA Sport.
Well, really excited about this new partnership moving forward, and talking about Kia being a grassroots type of company, and it seems to fit well with what we have across the CHL. I think one of the key pieces for me, Sebastian, as a broadcaster, you'll understand this, is really restoring the luster and the true meaning of what the Memorial Cup is all about, now being presented by Kia. So looking forward to saying those words many times throughout the course of the next 5 years, no question.
Now tonight, here in Quebec City, the Halifax Mooseheads, who are top one of the Kia CHL Top 10 standings this week, the rankings, they're in town. Talk to me about this team heading to the Memorial Cup in May.
Well, I think it really starts with the ownership on down. I mean, Bobby Smith with such a great hockey history, moving into Cam Russell, who was the one-time coach here of this Halifax Mooseheads team, and down to the hiring of their coach, Eric Veilleux, who won an historic Memorial Cup in 2012 as the host team in Shawinigan, and I remember it fondly because they had ousted from the playoffs early and had 35-40 days layoff, and came the impossible route, or what we thought was the impossible route, winning 4 games in 5 nights and winning it on Anton Zlobin's overtime game winner. But when I look a little bit closer at this team and what it has to offer, I think a lot about starting from the back end. Alexei Gravel, the Chicago draft pick in goal, is off to a marvelous start after going through the draft year kind of thing last year. I look at their back end, Jared McIsaac, a Detroit prospect, Justin Barron, who I just think the world of, is probably going to be a top 5 pick in next year's draft. Jake Rizek, Jockton Cheney, both properties of NHL teams. And then the balance moves to the forward group. I mean, Arno Durando's had such a great start. The Islanders prospect, Benoit Olivier Grew, the son of longtime Q coach Ben Grew, an Anaheim pick. Moving into Raphael Lavoie, who I think is a top 10 guy in this year's draft, Xavier Perron. I mean, there's so much to talk about. The acquisition of Ostap Safin. Many good things to talk about when it comes to the hockey club. We've covered the ownership, the hockey club, and now the city. I mean, not too many places better in our country than Halifax, with the music, the culture, the restaurants, and the opportunity with the rink being downtown to be so close to all the major events, being able to walk to them. So really looking forward to this May and spending some time in Halifax.
As am I, absolutely. And now this is part 1. We have part 2. We have another important announcement. We're going to be sending it to Calgary. Here's WHL Senior Manager of Communications Tyler Roca unveiling the host city of the 2020 Memorial Cup presented by Kia. Taylor.
Merci beaucoup, Sebastian. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to all those joining us from the Videotron Center in Quebec City. It's great to have you. Hello and welcome to all our members of the media that are here today at the Calgary International Airport. Today is a very exciting day, not only for the Canadian Hockey League, but also for our newest partner, Kia, and obviously for the Western Hockey League, as we prepare to unveil the host site for the 2020 Memorial Cup presented by Kia. With that being said, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the Commissioner of the Western Hockey League, Mr. Ron Robison.
Thank you, Taylor. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity to participate in today's exciting announcement from Quebec City, and for members of the media in Calgary for joining us here today as well. We're very excited to welcome and to introduce today a new presenting sponsor for the Memorial Cup in Kia. We're very, very fortunate because Kia and the CHL share the same family values and a community-first mindset, which will make this a perfect partnership for all of us associated with the Canadian Hockey League. Partnering with Kia will not only allow the CHL to continue to offer a world-class experience for our players, but allow us to strengthen our community involvement at the same time. It is an honor for me today to announce the host city of the 2020 Memorial Cup presented by Kia. We would like to thank, first of all, the three centers in the Western Hockey League which bid to host this prestigious event: the Kamloops Blazers, the Kelowna Rockets, and the Lethbridge Hurricanes. It is now my distinct pleasure to announce that on behalf of the Canadian Hockey League and the Western Hockey League Board of Governors, that the Kelowna Rockets will host the 2020 Memorial Cup and the city of Kelowna in the province of British Columbia. We are very fortunate and very confident that the Kelowna Rockets will do an outstanding job, of course, as hosts of the 2004 Memorial Cup. The community responded in such a positive way and provided us with one of the most memorable Memorial Cups in our history. We have no doubt that with the leadership of the Bruce Hamilton and the Hamilton family, that the Rockets will not only assemble a very competitive, strong host team, but the entire organization will take it to the next level as far as an experience for the 2020 Memorial Cup. We're also very fortunate that the city of Kelowna and of course the province of British Columbia as an international destination for tourists will attract fans from throughout Canada, and we're looking forward to a very exciting event in Kelowna in 2020. It's now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the 2020 Memorial Cup Kelowna Host Committee, Mr. Tom Dias. Congratulations, Tom.
Thank you, Commissioner Ron Robinson. What an incredible honor it is to be standing here today, knowing that the Kelowna Rockets have been selected to host the 2020 Memorial Cup presented by Kia. A great deal of credit for the success of this bid goes out to our many community partners, and most importantly, the fans who continually support us. We are all very excited for the planning process to begin. With a dedicated host committee, enthusiastic fan support, and the support of the City of Kelowna, we can't wait to welcome the Canadian Hockey League and its fans for an event that will certainly be unique and unlike anything to come before it. We would like to thank Kia as the new presenting sponsor for this event. We are very grateful to have them on our team. We would also like to thank the WHL Board of Governors for presenting us with this opportunity. Also, our gratitude goes out to the Canadian Hockey League. We cannot wait to share our home, our city, and our community with you. We look forward to welcoming you to Kelowna in 2020. Thank you very much. I'd like to put it back to Taylor now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dias. I think it's safe to say we're all looking forward to having the Memorial Cup back in Western Canada come 2020, and we're certainly very excited for what will be a world-class event. That concludes this portion of today's proceedings. For media in attendance here in Calgary, we'll have you stick around for photo opportunities and media availability with Mr. Robinson as well as members of the host committee. Thank you to our national partner, Kia, the Canadian Hockey League, and all our fans watching on Facebook Live. That's all from Calgary. I'll send it back to you, Sebastian and Sam. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, Taylor. Alors, les Rockets de Kelowna seront les hôtes de la Coupe Memorial 2020 présentée par Kia. J'ai aucun doute que la ville de Kelowna va faire un travail remarquable dans la présentation de cet événement. So, Sam, we now have a host city in 2020. Tell me about the city. It appears to be lovely, and the strength of the organization.
Well, it's pretty neat going back to 2004 and when they hosted there. It was such a great event, and I'd like to say congratulations on the bids put forth by Lethbridge and by Kamloops. But getting back to Kelowna, it's very similar to what we have in Halifax. It starts with the ownership and Bruce Hamilton. Gavin Hamilton do such a wonderful job there in promoting their hockey club throughout the town. And then they look down to Jason Smith, the former NHL defenseman, who's the head coach there now, and then it moves through their group. And I think about the 2000 and 2001 borns. I know I'm sounding kind of old when you talk about that, but guys like Nolan Foote, the son of Adam, his brother Cal's graduated into pro hockey now, expected to be a first-round pick here in the 2019 draft. I think about Lassie Thompson, a defenseman out of Finland who won a World Under-18 championship, and a guy who's probably one of the most underrated defensemen in all of the Western Hockey League right now. I think about Caden Korczak, another solid defensive prospect who is expected to go in the first 2 rounds here in 2019. And then I move along and talk about the city a little bit. On the water, you can golf, you can ski, well, hopefully not at that time of year, but that has happened before. The opportunity to go on wine tours. And what's really neat about Prospera Place being literally across the street from the hub there, which would be the Delta Grand, is the fact that similar to what we're going to have in Halifax, with it being downtown, you can walk to all the auxiliary events. So the fan engagement should be fantastic in Kelowna. Really looking forward to it. They've got such a wonderful history. 5 times in the last 16 years they've been to the Memorial Cup presented by Kia. In fact, their last time was a little bit disappointing here in 2015 in Quebec when they lost 2-1 in overtime in what was the last big game at the old Colisée that is across the street here. So they've got a rich history, and I look forward to what Bruce Hamilton and the Kelowna Rockets will bring to the table for 2020.
Thank you very much for this, Sam. I'll see you down the road, and our roads will end in Halifax in May.
Thanks.
Nous ouvrons maintenant le plancher aux questions. We now open the floor to questions, if there are any. Eh bien, c'est ce qui m'a fait à cette conférence de presse. Nous aurons une photo de groupe et des entrevues individuelles par la suite. This concludes our press conference. There will be now a photo op as well as an opportunity for me to get one-on-one interviews. Merci. Thank you.